Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for Robinhood. So Robinhood comes to us from an unknown director and stars Taron Egerton, Jamie Foxx, and Ben Mendelsohn. Has a lot of big names in it, and it follows the classic Robin Hood story. In this iteration, it is about a man that has to go to war. When he comes back, he is pronounced dead, but clearly he's alive. So he announces that he's alive and sees a lot of the corruptness going on within his city. So he decides to try and steal from the people that are causing it being corrupt. Steal money from the people, and in doing so, he causes a lot of commotion and a lot of rebellion within the city. So Robin Hood was probably a movie I would have been super excited about 5 or 6 or 7 years ago. This was a type of movie that I would have loved when I was younger, simply because it looked big, it looked really action intensive, and it had a lot of bow and arrows in it. And when I was a little kid, I was never really into gun-based action. I loved bow and arrow action. I absolutely loved it. So I went into Robin Hood expecting nothing except maybe some cool bow and arrow action. I know that sounds weird, but that was honestly the only reason that I was slightly interested in seeing Robin Hood. But after the reviews came out, I realized I shouldn't be interested for something as little as that, because this has gotten some detrimental reviews. It has 16% on Rotten Tomatoes. Some are calling it one of the worst movies of the year, and honestly, I would agree with them. Robin Hood, from start to finish, was a complete and total disaster. This movie was long. It was so poorly constructed. The acting in it was so horrendous, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing in this movie, not even the bow and arrow action, that I could enjoy. Let's start off with the action. What's wrong with it in this movie? Well, a basic rule of action movies is that action has no meaning unless you are invested in the characters to which the action is happening to. So, if you aren't interested in Robin Hood, or you aren't interested in Robin Hood's fiance or girlfriend person, or you aren't interested in Jamie Foxx's character, then you've got nothing else to go on when there's a bunch of arrows being shot and a bunch of people being tackled and a lot of fighting going on. You've got no one to be attached to, so there's nothing interesting about the action. It's just cinematic noise. And this movie is a perfect example of that. I had no reason to care about Robin Hood. They gave him one tiny bit of development relating to his lover. Besides that, I can name nothing else. I can't really name a personality type of him. He's just young and stupid. Like, that's his character. That's his entire character. Jamie Foxx as well, they try to give him a little bit of development. They try to show that his son, who he was attached to, was murdered by the people that Taron Egerton or Robin Hood was fighting for. And again, you don't care much. And really, I think that the issue has to do with the script and how little development, obviously, but also the performances. Because even if you have minimal development, you can still give okay-ish performances that will make you attached to that little moment strong enough to last. But even though this movie had a lot of really good actors in it, it still was super, super poorly acted. Like, the director here, I don't know what he did to get such horrible performances out of his actors, but they are all really fast talkers. They are all really unemotional. They are really stoic, and they're going too fast for you to take any of it in. When Jamie Foxx's son is dying, it's too fast. You don't really know what's happening, but I wouldn't have liked this movie to have gone any slower because it already felt long enough. This movie was extremely boring, and even though it's 2 hours long, it really did not feel like a whole lot happened during the movie. Like, the important plot detail stuff, him coming home, him going off to war, him falling in love and losing his love, all of that is brushed over super quick for a bunch of action scenes, but the action scenes themselves don't seem like they last very long. It was a weird combination of scenes that felt way too short and a movie that felt way, way too long. Honestly, I think Robinhood is gonna pull in some Razzies at this year's Razzie Awards. It's that bad. This movie, it's just poorly directed, poorly written, especially poorly edited, and the performances, and there's just nothing here. No performances, no emotions, nothing of any sort of quality. This movie is just a complete and total disaster. I will give Robinhood a 2.25 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for Robinhood. So, what are your thoughts on this film, or what do you think of the other Robin Hood movies? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.